We not Hebrew.
What are we?
Huh? We niggas.
We niggas.
Goddamn right. Ain't that what the white man? Hey, ain't that what the white man called us? You goddamn right. That's what they call us.
We supposed to go by what they call us.
We're brothers.
Who was we before we was niggas?
We're brothers. We niggas.
Who was we before we was niggas?
We wasn't shit before because we was never nothing.
Okay.
How you gonna put a name on something you was never nothing?
What is that? What?
Eyes.
Who does this guy think he is?
World leader will emerge as a hero. He will be most convincing yet deceiving, but people will love him.
Will he be the beast?
For the first 3.5 years, he will appear to be a savior, a hero, miraculously solving world problems.
Yeah, I think we should make Trump king. That's how I feel. We should make him king.
Wouldn't that be like kind of like communistic?
Nah, that's nowhere near communist. Now we just gonna make him king, but we still got our freedoms and rights and everything. He for that. Yeah, Trump for king 2024.
That's actually my URL. I own that URL.
You own that URL?
Can I get your name?
Really? Oh, my name is Niggas for Trump 2024.
I can't
Derek
write that.
Gibson,
That's my nigga.
Former
I can't write that on
candidate.
Twitter.
I'm a former candidate for New York State Governor. Derek Gibson, look me up.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
Where are we from in Africa, Pastor?
We from all 53 countries in Africa. You can't be the chosen people. That's impossible. We not worthy. We the Egyptians and other niggas. Are you serious? Us, the Israelites? Look at us. Look at you, brother. You can't be one of the chosen ones. We ain't nothing but gangsters, thugs, and hoodlums. Israelites, they chosen from God, so they must be white. Miami today, so I'll see you guys next week.
But the wise shall understand.
Got a Trump pamphlet here, but I've replaced all the quotes with Hitler quotes.
Trump's been compared to the German dictator by some throughout his presidential campaign. But can these random people tell the difference between the two? SoFlo YouTube channel puts it to the test.
Who says I am not under the special protection of God? What do you think about that? Do you think...
I feel like that's okay.
That's okay?
If Trump's an atheist, that's okay.
I do not see why man should not be as cruel as nature. Well, why do you think he comes up with that?
Well, man is the cruelest animal.
Great liars are also great magicians. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, I think that, he's going to lie in any way, probably to, support the country, to keep the country going.
Good.
There'll be good lies,
So you support everything that he's kind of said in this pamphlet here and in these quotes, right?
Of course. Yeah. I'm a Trump fan.
Because Trump, because Trump said it.
Now, when he reveals the quotes are really Hitler's comments, their reactions are hysterical.
I'd say you're lying to me.
They are, though. They're quotes from Hitler.
You made this pamphlet and did that? Oh, my God. I'm definitely not down with racism.
So do you still support Trump?
Yeah. But I don't support Hitler.
Well, but you support these quotes, all right?
Well,
that's a coat. They ain't coat.
But in the middle of the 7 years tribulation, the evil becomes apparent in him.
Well, what about the mark?
Open my Bible, honey, to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16.
Okay, 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their right hand.
It's called Operation Warp Speed.
If you know.
If you don't, you don't.
If you know, you know.
You know.
The devil coerces. Birthrights lead to blessings and curses.
And their foreheads. And their foreheads.
Musk warns about artificial intelligence, which he has called more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Musk spoke at a symposium at MIT.
I mean, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. You know those stories where there's the guy with the pentagram and the holy water, and he's like, yeah, he's sure he can control the demon. Didn't work out.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Does that mean people will have to wear the mark?
Oh, my, yes. People can't buy food or clothes or anything. Gasoline.
Well, that sounds like Dad's credit card.
Well, to a lot of people, it will seem like a new type of credit card, and people will welcome it.
Cryptocurrency, that is, the business of making money with digital currency that's not printed or minted, but exists as electronic data.
Jolene Kent reports on one crypto firm closely affiliated with the Trump family that is raising concerns about possible conflicts of interest.
When Donald Trump was campaigning for re-election, he was also campaigning for cryptocurrency.
Big news, the World Liberty Financial token sale is now live. Crypto is the future.
Sam Altman's digital ID project World has launched in the U.S., making its controversial iris scanning technology and cryptocurrency token available in the country as Donald Trump's administration embraces the digital asset sector. World manufactures eyeball scanning orbs that generate unique IDs, which can be used to access the group's WorldCoin token. The spherical devices are roughly the size of a basketball, but World is working on handheld models and wants to eventually integrate the technology directly into web cameras or mobile devices. Videos like these are being posted on X. People are already participating. According to reports, World offers a crypto token, WorldCoin, to those who verify their identity with its spherical device called an orb, which scans a user's face and eyes. Globally, the company claims more than 12 million people have already enrolled on its platform.
Has Big Brother arrived inside?
People are like, wow, this is a bit scary. It's completely new territory.
I mean, will we still need humans?
Not for most things. We'll decide. I mean,
If you know.
If you don't, you don't.
If you know, you know.
You know.
The devil coerces. Birthrights lead to blessings and curses. The wicked follow man. That's not a good plan. What you doing, nigga?
Golden age of America begins right now.
Donald's coming to set you free, bringing the light for all to see. No more tunnels, no more fear. Trump Gaza is finally here. Trump Gaza shining bright, golden future, a brand new light. Feast and dance, the deal is done. Trump Gaza number one. Trump Gaza shining bright, gold.
Idolatry is prohibited. Prohibited. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry. Just in case you did not know what idolatry is, here you go. I want you to read it for yourself so you can truly understand. You can truly understand. To read it for yourself so you can truly understand.
Of our Christian faith and love for the gospel. You remind me of the great Roman Emperor, Constantine the Great. This emperor, your dear Mr. President, is the one who founded and built the magnificent city of Constantinople, my birthplace, known today as Istanbul. It is my great honor to present you with this holy cross. This cross is the very symbol that led this great Roman Emperor Constantine to victory.
Let's hear it.
What's the president's religion?
What's the president's religion? The president is a Christian and he believes in Jesus.
Donald Trump converted to Judaism 2 years ago, according to White House official. There it is. That's his blog. He said, President Donald Trump converted to Judaism 2 years ago and joined Chabad Lubavitch Synagogue in New York City, according to a high-level White House official.
With HIV in it, right? No. That's exactly what it is. This is a genocide by the Israelis. They're getting rid of all you Americans. You're all part of the land of Edom. They consider Donald Trump their Mashiach. I don't know if you know this. Do you know that they gave Donald Trump the silver crown of the Torah recently, which is to be put on the head of the Messiah? Do you know this? Who's that?
We mourn the destruction of the Holy Temple that happened thousands of years ago. Jewish people around the world still mourn this great loss, and every year during the 3 weeks, we mourn, and when it comes the big day of Tisha B'Av, we cry, and we have the great beliefs that very soon we will be Zoiche, we will all see the building of the third temple in Jerusalem very soon. And we honor our President Trump for what he has done for Jerusalem and for the Jewish people.
163 Orthodox rabbis came together at Trump's golf course and handed him the silver crown. Do you know any of that? Nope. They gave him a menorah about 2 weeks ago. On the bottom, the inscription says the Prince of Peace, an utterance out of the prophet Isaiah for the Mashiach, the Messiah. Do you know that happened? So you guys have no idea that they, in Israel, the Knesset, and in the Sanhedrin, have proclaimed Donald Trump the Messiah.
For among all the descendants of Esav, descendants of Amalek, male and female, young and old. Therefore, God tells us we should erase their memory, and we should eradicate them from the face of the earth.
You know none of this. They gave Trump the silver crown of the Torah. Got that? That's the silver crown of Jerusalem. This is to be given to the Messiah and the Messiah only. And 163 Orthodox Jewish rabbis gave Donald Trump the silver crown of the Torah.
Them. Yes. He, I believe, is the Mashiach of Edom. Not interesting? Because think about it. What does the Mashiach do? Right? He turns a nation, basically that's going awry. I mean, it's collapsing with the evil and the immorality. He turns it around. That's a Messiah.
It was breaking news. Saudi media just gave Trump a new title, the true president of the world. When Trump arrived in Riyadh, it wasn't just diplomacy. It looked like a coronation, looked like a coronation, looked like a coronation, looked like a coronation.
Tell us what the meaning of that is, that hair-waving ceremony. Donald Trump loved it, but yeah, what does it mean?
Do you know, I have never seen that anywhere in the Middle East. I wasn't aware of it, and I'm sorry to say I didn't even read about it.
Quanta, apparently it's for one of the highest honors you can pay. It's a gesture of grace, pride, and spiritual blessing, which symbolizes honor and purity of intent. So it's a big thing, and it's normally only reserved for kings and monarchs. So there you go. There you go.
I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines.
What I did with the FDA is I forced them to move quickly, and we got the vaccine done in 9 months instead of 5 years. I don't think it would have ever been done, frankly, because according to their rules and regulations, they would have never had it. And we gave up to 1.3 million shots a day before he even took over. So not only did we have the vaccine, and one thing we did, we took a big bet on this. We started manufacturing the vaccine before we really knew it worked. We saved many, many months and millions of lives by doing that, because you wouldn't have the vaccine right now if we didn't take that chance.
What the? Hey, Western civilization needs Constantine to reappear.
Have you ever asked why the Catholic Church and Islam get along so well? A picture is worth 1,000 words. So let the pictures do the talking. Prayer beads. Catholic. Islamic. Dress. Catholic. Islamic. Holy war. Crusades. Jihad. Walking around. The Holy Sepulchre. The Kaaba. None of these things are biblical, so it is clear that they don't come from the God of the Bible. Both these religions were founded by Constantine and his Jesuits in a quest for world domination.
What are the big picture, how do we sell America on this vision of labor is good, and sacred, and
yes,
and also then what are you on day one taking to the new Secretary of Labor?
Something I really encourage. I don't see a big. It's harder to see a big federal role for this. I think this is more a question of state and local law. Is reinvigorating, where possible, Sabbath rest laws. To be very specific, like it used to be. This was basically the norm. As best I've looked into this some. I'm working on some research on this. Literally dating back to Constantine.
Constantine, who is said to have had a vision to adopt the pagan cross as the symbol of Christianity.
Constantine is recognized as the first Christian emperor. What most people are not aware of is that while professing Christianity, Constantine maintained his devotion to the sun god Sol Invictus, the all-inclusive title given to the sun gods by the Roman Emperor Aurelian some 30 years earlier. Professing Christianity while practicing paganism, Constantine had the authority as a ruler of the empire to define a new Christianity. Constantine had the authority as a ruler of the empire to define a new Christianity. To define a new Christianity. A new Christianity.
Idolatry.
Abrahamic Family House. One World Religion Center. Chrislam. It's done. The one world religion is no longer a theory. It's a building, and it just opened. After years of planning, design, and global coordination, the Abrahamic Family House is now open. A mosque, a church, a synagogue, all side by side. The Abrahamic Family House is a religious complex on Saadiyat Island in Abu Dhabi. It includes the Imam Al-Tayyib Mosque, the St. Francis Church, and the Moses Ben Maimon Synagogue.
Our republic, faith in God has always been the ultimate source of the strength that beats in the hearts of our nation. We have to bring religion back. We have to bring it back much stronger. It's one of the biggest problems that we've had over the last fairly long period of time.
President Trump inserts a prayer in the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem today. He is the first sitting U.S. president to visit the holiest site in the Jewish faith.
Group at the Turning Point USA Believers Summit in West Palm Beach. The former president telling the crowd that if they re-elect him to the White House, they won't have to worry about voting ever again.
And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians. I love you, Christians. I'm a Christian. I love you. Get out. You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
He said it 3 times.
Well, what about the people who don't want to take the mark?
The only people who won't want the mark are those who become believers, and a lot of those will be killed by the beast or the Antichrist.
But our cultural and educational institutions, America's soul, have succumbed to leftist rot. Military might and worldly wealth alone are not enough to preserve our founding principles, nor are once-in-a-generation electoral miracles like 2016. Our future existence as sons and daughters of freedom requires the satisfaction of a single paramount objective: the categorical defeat of the left. America cannot and will not survive otherwise. Our time calls for an American crusade, yes, a holy war for the righteous cause of human freedom. We make a lot of assumptions about where our culture is, and we're wrong. And if we don't crusade, a holy war, a righteous holy war for freedom, we're not going to save it.
If you know, if you don't, you don't. If you know, you know. You know. The devil coerces. Birthrights lead to blessings.
Seems like you've been vindicated, because a lot of people, maybe in the UFO community or otherwise, were slamming you and going after you and all of that. And now the Trump administration came out just recently and admitted that we have weapons that can manipulate space and time.
Hypothetically speaking, you put a drone up, it has directed energy weapons capacity to make the connection between that technology and your head during the COVID debacle. And the mission, apply some AI, make a connection, data mine, find out what's Clayton's weakness. What is the thing? We effectively want everybody to say, I will wear a mask because, and then find the weak point to fill in the blank. And then once that can be figured out, now relay that back. So now voice-to-skull technology would tolerate an ability to mimic your voice, play it back to you, but with the statement, I will wear a mask because, and I can just keep doing that and looking and transmitting. And if you don't know thyself or in your own thoughts, I mean, if you're sitting there considering, should I wear a mask? Shouldn't I wear a mask? Every time you find yourself at a fork in the road in life, you have a conversation in your head. What should I do? And multiple Claytons then engage and make a decision. What if I can intrude on that process with an invasive version that's in the communication? How would you know the difference if you didn't know the technology existed? Wouldn't I be able to wield a serious amount of power over you? And consciousness, technology, and the intermingling of them. This is where we are today.
President Trump said he was uncertain as to whether citizens and non-citizens living in the U.S. deserve due process, and he did not rule out the possibility of military action in Greenland. CBS News' Christian Benavides has more.
In an interview on NBC's Meet the Press, President Trump said he did not know if it was his job to uphold the Constitution and wavered when asked whether every person on American soil was entitled to due process.
The White House says it's considering suspending habeas corpus, the constitutional right allowing people to challenge their detention in court.
Hey guys, I was just making a cup of coffee. Good stuff. I heard you wanted to know what habeas corpus means, so I thought I'd spin around and tell you real quick. In Latin, it means you shall have the body, and originates in the 17th century from United Kingdom, Great Britain, who cares? What it means is you're born with liberty, and if the government locks you up, detains you, takes away your liberty, you have a right to ask the courts for a writ of habeas corpus, which means you need to tell me why I'm locked up, brother. Take me to the court. Show me the man.
Donald Trump's racist provocations are going to lead to violence sooner or later, and that's what he wants. Recently, he issued an executive order that was basically titled Unleash the Police. And last week, his Civil Rights Division in the Department of Justice, led by Harmeet Dillon, did a couple of things. She announced that she is shifting the focus of the Civil Rights Division away from what its focus has been for the last 70 years that made it the crown jewel of the Department of Justice. She is shifting its focus away from discrimination against marginalized communities in the United States, including black people in the LGBTQ community and women and the disabled, to focusing on discrimination against white Christians in the United States, religious discrimination against religious people. And we all saw Donald Trump's treatment of the black president of South Africa in the Oval Office this week. Donald Trump is absolutely desperate to get black Americans out in the streets protesting. There have been a lot of protests over the last 4 months. And every protest that I've gone to has pretty much been white people exclusively.
Trump about to cut these food stamps. These folk about to lose their mind. Y'all think crime is bad now. Watch what's gonna happen when Trump cut these food stamps. And folk can't get their crab legs and their shrimp and steaks no more. And candy and all this here. And they can't sell their stamps to pay their bills. It's gonna be a problem in America. Y'all think crime been hot. Y'all think folk been jacking and robbing. It's gonna get real out here in these streets now. These folks can't get their stamps. And he intentionally doing this. They're trying to have a war in America. I'm telling you. Watch. Folk gonna go crazy without them food stamps.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
I
see what I'm saying?
I thought...
No, so, you know what I'm saying? That you done fucked up now, you know that, don't you?
The truth is, only a liar hates the truth. Can't say I'm a liar because I got receipts as proof. You've been programmed to hate people like me. It's prophecy. C'est la vie. This is life.
This is life.
You have guns, but you don't know how to shoot them. You think this is how you shoot guns. You think this... I love the blacks being like, oh, we're gonna get a race war. If there was a race war, you wouldn't win. Okay. First of all, you might have plenty of guns, but you don't know how to shoot them. You think this is how you shoot guns. You think this is how you shoot a pistol. That's not. I know you saw that in a movie and you thought it looked cool. And you saw your favorite fucking rapper doing that, but that's not how you aim and shoot a gun. The only reason blacks have not exterminated themselves in the hood, because black on black violence is insane and through the roof, is because they're such horrible shots. So you really think you're gonna beat a duck hunter who shoots ducks for a living, for fun, on his free time, and doesn't miss? Really? It's our country. This is a country that should be...
What do you mean your country?
Because I'm white and my...
What, there are no black people in American history? Is that what you're saying? That they've all just landed in America, invading your white country? Is that your position?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they were brought here technically.
My God, do you understand how dumb you sound?
Public safety and defend our communities for law-abiding American citizens. Look, the crime is most rampant right here and in African-American communities, and more people see me and they say, sir, we want protection. We want police to protect us. We don't want to get robbed and mugged and beat up or killed because we want to walk across the street to buy a loaf of bread. They want it so badly. The fake news doesn't talk about it. But the black population wants law enforcement more than any other population. So I think it's an important thing to say.
So there you have it. He said two things in that clip. One, he says that most of the crime is committed in the African-American community. And he also said that he has been begged by black people to send those guys in. Right? That's what he said. So he's going to send them in, these guys, yet at the same time, violent crime is what? Is going down. All right, so let's take a look at his executive order. It is really serious and very dangerous for African American people. Let's go look at it. Now, here it is. Strengthening and unleashing America's law enforcement to pursue criminals and protect innocent citizens. And might I point out, he uses the word unleashing. Unleashing. All right, so let's scroll here and read this. By the authority invested in me as president by the Constitution,
and all other Justice Department grants, I will insist that local jurisdictions return to proven common sense policing measures, such as stop and frisk.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Stop and frisk. 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 Stop and frisk.
He told us. He said that most of the crime is occurring in the African American community. And secondly, African Americans are pleading with him to bring all this in. Despite the fact that violent crime is going down sharply. See, that's the data. Okay? That's the data. We rely on the data, not the anecdotes, because we all know and we hear on the evening news that this or that African-American youth, this or that African-American man was involved in some sort of crime and somebody got killed. That happens far too often. Yes, we understand that. But that is anecdotes. The data says that is decreasing. Here's the data. That is decreasing. Yet he wants to bring in the military. High crime African American communities are now about to experience the wrath of the United States military, Homeland Security, and God knows what other agency. And oh, by the way, don't forget that he told the El Salvadoran government that homegrown criminals would be next. Don't forget that. Add that to all that you just heard about this executive order.
Pay attention, boys and girls, because here's something that's going to slide under the radar because nobody really pays attention, I guess, except me. In front of the U.S. Supreme Court today, the Trump administration argued that they can arrest anyone at any time for any reason, whether they're a citizen or non-citizen, and ship them overseas to a prison outside of the United States. Now, they're talking about Venezuela, but they're saying they can do it at any time, anywhere, to any prison in the world outside of the U.S. for any reason they want. And the courts have no jurisdiction to stop them. This is what the Solicitor General of the United States argued in court today in front of the Supreme Court. We told you before the election that Donald Trump thinks he's Putin and wants to be Putin and wants to be Kim Jong-un. You people said we didn't know what we were talking about. This is right out of Project 2025, the white Christian nationalist agenda. And Trump's people argued it today in front of the Supreme Court. You don't believe me? Google it and look it up.
Was Judith Varney Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. The problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
That I have on a dark gray suit, which almost looks black, and a white shirt. And I thought it was so appropriate because it looks like funeral attire. just put a black tie on and I could go and be a part of any funeral. And I think it's appropriate because we're getting ready to see a lot more young black men die at the hands of police. Mark my words.
If you know.
If you don't, you don't.
If you know, you know.
You know.
The devil coerces. Birthrights lead to blessings and curses. The wicked follow man. That's not a good plan. What you doing, nigga? Reality over a fake friend. I choose God, nigga. Corpses fill churches. Was dead, but now born again. Born again. I said was dead, but now born again. Born again.
If you know, you know.
If you know.
If you don't, you don't.